Welcome to Dock Talk. We are here to talk about Central Texas lake house trends for 2026. What buyers and sellers need to know.
There's water.
There's water.
Or there will be water. So, yeah, that's water levels are obviously a really critical part of value in buying a lake house, right? So,
Wait, you mean like,
if it doesn't have water, it's not valuable?
yeah, I mean, is it
I mean,
hard to sell a lake house without water?
if you want a river house, I mean, it's fine, which we've sold. And I think the smart people have done some buying over the last couple of years. And specifically, like I'll speak to my marketplace, which is the Guadalupe Lake chain. As many of you may know, and some of you may not, we've undergone some dam renovations and complete reconstruction of the Dunlap Dam, and we're still in the process of doing that on McQueeney and Placid. Well, currently, the water levels on both those lakes are still down, and those lakes are in their original river state. They are both projected to be done Placid a little bit sooner, but McQueeney this coming spring. And so hopefully by this summer, water is back up, and those lakes are both back up and running. Over the past few years, the people that I have introduced that are not familiar with the area are a little bit scared by the fact that they walk out and they don't see water behind their property. And you're sitting there talking about the typical water levels. And I think a lot of people just have ingrained, well, what's typical, then there's atypical, and this is the worst of it, but they don't understand these are pass-through lakes. And so water is always coming out of Canyon Lake and keeping these lower constant level lakes, if you will, full. Well, as you can imagine, people are not as willing to pay as much or purchase when they don't have a lake to enjoy. So this coming spring, summer, we're anticipating the water levels to come back up on those lakes. And I think as a buyer trend, a lot more buyers are going to be jumping into the market.
For sure.
These lakes are not large. You could combine the 3 constant level lakes that I work, and they don't equate to the length of Lake LBJ. That being said,
You can throw Canyon Lake into the
even throw Canyon Lake into it. And certainly not from a housing standpoint, like units. But you look at the supply on these lakes, and it's always very finite. I mean, it's a surprise if I have a weekend with a buyer and I can show them more than 3 or 4 different options, budget dependent. So when you throw the supply, not issues, but typical shortage in there, if we do end up with this big influx of buyers this coming spring, that could do some different things to the housing market here along the Guadalupe Lake.
Yeah, I've got quite a few listings on Placid and McQueeney. And buyers the feedback I get, the buyers just cannot envision what the lake's going to look like when it's back. And even though we show them pictures of what it was before, they just can't envision it. And it's all about, I want instant gratification. I want to have a lake now and use it. Well, fortunately with Placid and McQueeney, we're right around the corner from having those lakes. Next summer, we'll have those lakes.
That's awesome.
And hopefully Meadow Lake will be, soon thereafter. So that's another lake that we are watching closely right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this past summer, Travis and Lake Buchanan both came up, and we have seen a large number of people just get rejuvenated in that search. It was like, I didn't want to look at Travis at all. I didn't want to look at Lake Buchanan. But now they're like, well, it has water. Like, the boat docks are all floating again. You can actually get this, like, well, you could always boat them. Just some of the docks were dry.
Yeah.
Didn't you and Brooke just sell something on We both did. Yeah, on Buchanan. And there's beautiful properties. I mean, dollar for dollar, you're probably getting a much higher end house on Buchanan than you would on some of these other lakes. It's beautiful. So
the other elephant in the room are mortgage rates. They're starting to trend down, which is great. Although the Fed rate and the mortgage rates don't go hand in hand, the mortgage rates tend to follow the 10-year Treasury. But we did hear that the government is going to start buying mortgage-backed securities again, which is what caused the 2% and 3% interest rates we had in the past. They're not going to let it get that low again. I don't think we'll see 4 again.
Yeah, if you're waiting for 4%,
you're going to be waiting.
You're going to be waiting a long time.
I mean, we're speculating, but at the same time, I saw 5.99 this last week. So we're starting to get into the 5s, which I think 26 is going to be a great year. I think we're going to have a lot of people get back into the game because most of the buyers, 55 to 60%, Hunter, you can are paying cash right now of our buyers for lake house
Actually,
properties.
For our sales, it's a lot higher than that. It's 70, 80%.
Is it really? So I mean, it's a lot of cash deals. So we need the financing market to kick back in. So if we can get in the fives, I think people will start buying and calculating the appreciation of the home into their, wealth, planning. So I think 26 is going to be a great year. But we need mortgage rates and the government to get their stuff together.
Yeah. Well, kind of double clicking on that, what we've seen in the last 2 months is I think we're far enough away from the boom after the COVID craziness that sellers are being more realistic.
Yeah.
And then buyers aren't thinking that they can steal absolutely everything. And so it's I guess each side, the buyers are more realistic, the sellers are more realistic. We've been able to come together on a lot more terms or a lot more deals because everybody's a little bit more realistic of the market that we're in. There are still sellers, and Frank and I go to a lot of listing or presentations where sellers think we can still ask 10 to 20% higher than what the current market is going, and we'll get it. We're not. I mean, Frank likes to tell the story down the street from here. We went and did a listing presentation, and the seller wanted 1.3, and we told them 999, and we said, no, we're not taking it. And they were like, really? And they got upset with us. They listed with another agent, and now they're at what, 970?
That's what I've shown that house 10 times.
And it's been on the market 185 days, and they expired it finally.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. So, but that was an example of the unrealistic seller. There's a lot on this lake and on all these lakes that are actually pricing it for today's market. Mm-hmm. It's not in a market that we can inflate the value 10, 20% and get it. You've got to list things at a sellable price, and sellers are seeing that, and buyers are seeing deals if they're listed at a sellable price. Yeah, they're ready to move.
It does. It just takes time for the market really to adjust when you don't have a lot of sales in a period. So Canyon Lake, for example, when you have a couple months and all you're seeing transacting are 1 or 2 properties, it's really hard for sellers to realize what they're really up against. Well, now, again, to Hunter's point, you're getting people together, a couple sellers get to be more realistic. Then it's easier to make future sellers more understanding of the current market because we have trends. Right. We don't have outliers. Like that property sold $200,000 less. That was just a one-off. No, we've got 4 or 5 sellers moving this way, and we've got to follow that trend. And so now we finally are seeing some of that on all the lakes, really. So
I think it's very important when you're interviewing an agent is that we always say in our presentations, we tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And we won't take a listing if they want us to overprice it, because we know they're just going to get frustrated with us because it hadn't sold, and we're going to get frustrated because we're spending a lot of money. So we don't take those listings. So when you're interviewing an agent, don't take one that's just going to put whatever number you want as a seller on there, because there's a good chance it may not sell.
Well, they're trying to sign. Most agents are trying to sign the house, and what does that mean? They're in the market of collecting listings, because where do they get buyer leads? If they put the sign on the boat dock and at the road, the buyer calls, and literally you hear these agents say this: hey, I know this one's overpriced, but let's meet up. I got 3 others that I'd like to show you. That's how they get their business. So it's like free billboard space. We're in the market to sell listings, not collect them.
Right.
And, we tell them what they need to hear. And sometimes it's what they thought, sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more. I mean, we sold one directly catty corner across the lake, and the sellers wanted $750 or something. And I think we sold it for in the 9s. And they were beside themselves when we told them the 9s and thought we were lying. And we sold it really, really quick, actually off market.
Higgins kicking himself because he was on the other side. I got him.
Cut that. No, but it was actually worth the 9. Overall, I think 2026 is going to be a great year. I mean, 2025 has been a great year. And the fact that Travis and Buchanan have water, McQueenie, Placid, and possibly Meadow having water. Dunlap has had water for a few summers now. Canyon Lake has water, and it's not full, but I mean, there's quite a few boat ramps open. We have a blog that says mostly up to date on what boat ramps are open. And there's a lot of different boat ramps out there.
Yeah, I think our business specifically, being the waterfront market and the kind of year we're having when a lot of other teams are down, and our goal this year looks like we'll exceed our goal in our last year's production. Just kind of goes to show you what people, how they're spending right now.
Right.
I mean, having an investment property that they can go enjoy. It's a lifestyle. Like, people are still very actively doing that because our market has kind of continued to boom.
Absolutely. So if you're in the market to buy or sell in 2026, reach out to us. We'd love to help. See you on the water.